Our last candidate is Heath Ingram, who is also running for student body president.
Hi, my name is Heath Ingram. I am a junior public administration major from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am currently running for the position of student body president. My freshman year, I represented Tappan Hall as a student senator. During my time as a student senator, I worked on many pieces of legislation. One of my most notable pieces of legislation led to a $12 refund for every student who had a landline phone in residence halls. For those of you who are juniors or seniors, you may remember that in the residence halls, we had these big, bulky landline phones, and they would charge us $12 per semester for the use of these phones. I recognize that many students today have cell phones, and this was an outdated and unneeded source of revenue for the university. I decided this was an issue that students needed to deal with and that the university should address. So I wrote a piece of legislation asking President Hodge and the administration to revoke to revoke the landline phones from the residence halls, as most students use cell phones. The administration agreed, and they were also dissatisfied with the level of customer service that the telecommunications office was giving students. As a result, every student received a $12 refund that semester on their bursar. It's there, I promise you. I also wanted to expand my work with the university beyond student government. There are a lot of issues I want to work with at Miami, and I wanted to do more than just what ASG could provide me at the time. So I applied to be a student trustee on the Miami University Board of Trustees, and in 2008, I was appointed by Governor Ted Strickland to serve a 2-year term as a student member on the Miami University Board of Trustees. During my tenure on the board, I worked on literally any issue affecting Miami University, from the Luxembourg campus to the Oxford campus, to issues regarding physical facilities, to capital projects such as buildings, or even something as simple as dining hall issues. Literally anything the university must contend with, the Board of Trustees has to approve. Also on the Board of Trustees, the key project that I spent most of my time working on was the Bicentennial Student Center project. I've had the opportunity to work with the past 3 student body presidents on this issue, including Jens Suttmuller, Mike Scott, and currently Jonathan McNabb. As a member on the Bicentennial Student Center Committee, I've spent a lot of time helping design the building and looking for spaces that students need. For example, the study space is critical for Miami students at this time. As many Miami students know, that King Library is consistently packed and study rooms are difficult to come by. There are very little spaces for student organizations to do work, and I looked at the Bicentennial Student Center as an opportunity to enhance student life on campus, create a focal point for student life on campus, as well as create new dining venues, increase study space, and also address the chronic need for more student organization space for all students who are involved in student organizations, which is over 80%. And with Miami student organizations number approaching 400, this will be a critical building for Miami's future, and not to mention the fact that we will need this building to compete with other institutions of higher education in the state of Ohio and across the country for some of the best prospective students. I have also worked on issues regarding diversity at Miami. Diversity is a chronic problem in Miami and has been so for a long time. One of the current problems I see with diversity is our support for international students who come to campus. As many students are aware, we have a large number of students coming over from China and in Asia. Once these students arrive on campus, there is very little support offered to these students. We need to have a better infrastructure in place to support our international students so they feel welcomed and they have a culture that accepts them when they get to campus. In addition to my work with the Board of Trustees and my work as a student senator, I'm also involved on campus as a member of the Alpha Chapter of Beta Theta Pi. I work as an undergraduate research associate for the Center for Public Management and Regional Affairs, which is located in Harrison Hall, where I've conducted research on local governments as well as the state government, the state of Ohio, that is. In addition to these projects, I also serve as a member on the Dean Student Advisory Council for the College of Arts and Sciences. I have also participated in the Wilkes Leadership Institute as a Wilkes Scholar. During my time on the board and during my time as a student senator, I really wanted to enhance Miami. And one of the biggest issues I'm running on for becoming your student body president is under the umbrella of the theme, enhancing the value of the Miami degree. Every Miamian should feel secure that with each passing year, the value of the Miami degree is consistently improving, not depreciating over time. This is a big issue as universities must continue to strive to be their best, to continue to enhance the value of the degree so that 30 years from now, when Miami students look at their wall, whether in their office or whether they're at their home, they look at their diploma and say, wow, Miami University is a better school today than it was when I went there. This requires a continual reinvestment in Miami. With state budget crisis impending, the university is going to have to look for more funding beyond what the state of Ohio can provide. Unfortunately, as all students are aware, tuition is outrageous. We are the most expensive public school in the state of Ohio and one of the most expensive public schools in the country. As a result, we cannot continue to raise tuition or Miami will simply price itself out of the market. This same concept applies to raising student fees. So with declining appropriations from the state of Ohio and inability to continue to raise tuition, we must look towards our other primary source of funding, which is our alumni. We have a large alumni base of Miamians, but unfortunately our alumni do not always give back monetarily to the university. We need to take a reactive and proactive approach to dealing with this issue. And a small example of how I want to start engendering our students with an expectation to give back monetarily to Miami is to have every incoming freshman read Phil Shriver's A Personal History of Miami University, as opposed to reading past summer reading books, such as our book about the UFO or the most recent poetry book. I do believe that these books are important and certainly have an educational value. However, at the same time, I feel that every incoming student should have a sense of the institution they're about to become a part of. I believe that many incoming freshmen want to learn more about Miami. They want to learn more about the university they're about to become a part of. And as a result, they need to be educated. They need to have resources made available to them so they can learn about Miami's storied past. I believe that Phil Shriver's book is an excellent way to accomplish this task and engender students with a sense of institutional loyalty and institutional pride that will carry over into more school spirit and is hopefully in the future more alumni donations. Students need to understand that we must continue to reinvest in the Miami degree. Several of the other issues that I'm working on include campus safety, enhancing the academic experience, and also working on internet connection problems. There are a host of issues, but I do believe that we must prioritize next year. So next year, some of my top 3 issues will be reconnecting alumni with the university, teaching our incoming freshmen more about Miami and institutional pride, focusing on academics being in the realm of paying very close attention to the new provost, what his goals are, and also addressing the class size and course availability issues that are currently affecting our university. We must keep class sizes small and make sure that we have the most courses available to our students so they can continue to graduate on time, but more importantly, so they can take classes they are most interested in as opposed to just trying to satisfy major requirements by taking courses they're not so much interested in. So to conclude, I would greatly appreciate your vote on April 8th. I have many issues I'm currently running on. I encourage you to check out my website, ingram-hogan.com. I am running with an experienced party of individuals that includes Michael Emling, who is running for Vice President of Campus Activities, Thomas Foster, who is running for Vice President of Student Organizations, Tim Hogan, who is running as my Vice Presidential running mate, and then myself. I fully believe that we are the most experienced party for this position and that we will do the best job representing Miami students as your student government leaders next year. Thank you for your time, thank you for listening, and I please ask you to vote for me on April 8th.